Hello out there, and today is part 2 of my collection video update focusing on the Kershaws and then the CRKTs and all of the rest of odds and ends in my collection. I don't think I'm going to get to any fixed blades or some of the knives that are in my packs, but I am going to hit on just about everything that I own as quickly as possible. So if there is anything that maybe I overlook or don't talk about in detail that you're interested in, let me know down below. I'm always looking for new video ideas, so if there is something you want to hear more about, I'd be more than happy to do that. Right? Every time I ask for ideas from you guys, you follow through with some great ones. So don't be bashful about that stuff. So here is the stuff that we're going to be looking at today. I'll pan over all of it somewhat. I mean, there's just stuff strewn all over the place. I don't have a lot of room for all of this. So like I said, we're just going to get through it really quickly, and starting with these Kershaws. Here is the OD2 by Lee Williams. We have the Kershaw Chill. We have a Weston and a Pico, both by Les George. All right, so let's get these out of the way and move on to the next ones. Here is the Signature Series Frank Centofonte Ken Onion design. This one is a big blem with the signatures and the markings just really messed up. So cool little knife to have. Let me try to get that up close. You can see that the Kershaw logo is like rolled and not even there, and the Centofonte is gone. So a neat little collector's piece. That was a blemish. And then I'll bring in a few mods. You're going to see a lot of mods in this video because just a lot of these lower priced knives are the ones that I like to play with. So here is my Franken blur. This is the S30V blur that I just put a lot of wear on the aluminum frame to try to give it that old look. Blue standoffs here, and then in acid etch. So yeah, a really good user, but it's certainly not a very attractive knife. Didn't come out as good as I wanted it to, but there's that. And then we also have a strobe with some ano and some acid etch on it as well. Remove the scales from that one, which is why it probably doesn't look like a typical strobe. And then here is a more recent mod, the Dimension, that I did the polishing and the ano on. So there's that. And then next, this is another modification, the Cryo 2, but it was not done by me. This is like an American flag ano done by Death is the Road to Awe23 was his name on Instagram, but then the guy just sort of disappeared. So he did some really cool work and had really good prices on it, and then just vanished. So cool knife, not really one that I carry, but it is in the collection. And then here are the next few. Let's bring them all out. We have the Thistle, we have the Fraction, we have the Sapphire, and the Malt, if I can squeeze that in. All right, so those four. You all know I really love the Thistle and the Fraction. The Sapphire is one that I was chasing for a long time, and a viewer sent it to me, and it was fantastic. And then the Malt is one that I probably will not have in the collection next time I do an update. This one will be going up for sale as part of a lot of knives in relatively soon. All right, let's move all those. And now we will get into all of the leaks and the dividend. So we have the aluminum scale dividend here. And then we have a modified leak. Just the typical frame lock version. Here is the liner lock version. And here is the, this is the random leak with S30V. And the random leak I also modified a little bit myself. Acid etched the frame. And let's see if we can get that up close. Acid etched the frame just a little bit, you can see, and stonewashed it. And then we also have some different hardware and some polishing. Cool knife, S30V. Like that one a lot. Probably might be my favorite Kershaw, to be honest with you. And then one other thing that I have shown before on camera when it comes to leaks is I have a really neat old display. So this is just a sample leek. Obviously you can see not sharp, and this is one that would be put on display in like retailers. And it's perfectly functional, but it just shows off like the speed safe mechanism and everything. So cool to have my hands on. You can see it's like all locked into it. So just a display piece and a nice thing to have in the collection, but not a functional knife. All right, and then finishing up with the Kershaw branded knives, I have two ZTs. I have my ZT 0770CF, which was a gift from my wife. Still one of my absolute favorite knives and some of the best carbon fiber that I own. Elmax steel on that one. And then my more recent acquisition is the 0900. All right, so here's my 0900. If you saw my video from a few weeks ago, I did end up with two of them. I sold one, and the one that was more of a user, I ended up modding myself, and I am going to be just carrying this knife and pulling no punches with it. And one thing that I can tell you is after I took it apart, I'm not sure why, but when I put it back together, this knife became the smoothest knife in my collection. I mean, once you escape that detent, I mean, it just falls closed. It's so smooth. So, yeah, really neat. Good quality there. Obviously running on bearings. All right, and so I've moved some of those out of the way, and we're going to jump into the CRKTs and the rest of it. And we're flying through this fast. This is good. All right, glad I'm not going to be wasting all your time today, guys. All right, so here are the squids that I currently have. I have two of the Blade HQ exclusive squids, number 93 on the black wash grenade pattern, and then number 225 out of 500 with the carbon fiber. And yeah, this is a pretty good one. This is my favorite one, I'd say. There is a regular squid floating around my house somewhere. It is my wife's, and then she also has a CRKT Pizzoda somewhere. Good luck finding them. Even with the lanyards that Minnesota Knife Guy sent. Still hard to find. Alright, so here is the Glide Lock. Very cool knife. Almost a novelty, but it does function pretty well. Really sleek. Just digging this knife. I don't use it, don't carry it, don't really want to. It's not really the kind of knife I would carry, but I just can't sell it. I don't know, can't get rid of it, don't want to. Alright, and then next we have a couple of Ken Onion designs. Here is the Hootenanny, which is one of my absolutely favorite CRKTs. And then we also have the CRKT Rave, which is a snap-on design. I'll bring that a little bit closer. I did a review of this knife long ago, actually, and talked about how it wasn't very good in hand. And after I made that video, I came and dremeled out a forward choil to get it a little bit more ergonomic. And I did lose about 1/4 of an inch of cutting edge, but it made it a much, much better knife in the hand. So I don't use this one much, but I really like it and I like the color of it. Next we have a couple more mods. These are both CRKT VASPs. The one down below is actually the first ever acid etch that I did. I'll show that to you. It's nothing impressive, but I did dye the scales as well. They were tan originally, so I made them this like almost like a brick red, and just messed with the knife in general and just got a feel for what a modification was like. And then I came back to the design, probably about 6 months ago now, and tried to do it more right. And this one came out great. Really like this one. And this is one of those underappreciated designs, I'd say, too. Just a really good knife from CRKT. Let me actually show you the way it flips. You know, so your flipper is really far up. So all you have to do is pull back, and it just flies open. And it's running on bearings, extremely smooth. Like this knife a lot. Great job by Steve Jernigan on it. And actually, there's a Kaiser model called the Wakulla that I am trying to get my hands on that resembles this one quite a bit, also designed by Jernigan. So we'll see about that. Next is another Ken Onion. This is another gift from my wife. This is the Swindle. Very cool one. Sandvik steel. Really like the look and the shape of it. Just a very attractive knife. Really smooth too. And next is actually, wow, this is the last CRKT. The last CRKT that is in my collection, at least. This is the Pilar. This is my Pilar. I finally got one. I've had about 5 go through my hands that that weren't meant for me or to keep or anything, and I finally picked one up that is going to be for me, and I will be modding this one eventually. So I'm excited about that. I'll get to that one soon, but this is just a great knife. One of those, can't miss on it. If you can get your hands on one of these, just an excellent, excellent knife at a great price point. All right, the one other CRKT that I think I have that you won't see today is the Vizzle. That one is just in pieces, so obviously I can't show that. Here is the Buck Vantage Force Pro. I also have a Buck Vantage Pro that I'm trying to refurbish that I'm working on right now, but those are really my only 2 Buck knives. I have one Browse knife. Let me try to get that. Here is the Browse Bionic 2.0. Still one of my most carried knives. There is a little bit of up and down play. I have mentioned that before. Nothing too major, but it is something that I've seen in other examples of this design. So something to watch out for, but just a really cool, sleek knife. I love D2. And then I have 2 rake knives. These are both recent acquisitions. Just getting into this company. They're releasing some more models too, which is really exciting. The Fang, this is a really good one. I did a review of this recently. My buddy Patty's Potato Peelers did a really good review on his as well. So check him out. I'm actually probably going to do a shout out for him in a future video as well with some of the stuff I'll be talking about. So there's this one. And then I will be doing a review on this knife shortly. The P831. Pretty cool one as well. And I currently have one Real Steel. Here that is. Real Steel, pretty neat company. This is the E571. I like how a lot of their new stuff is starting to just even improve from the quality of their past line. So looking forward to more stuff from them. Here is a Schrade in D2. This is, let me try to focus on that because I can't remember the numbers. The Schrade SCH602 Ti. All right, so this was regularly listed at $70, and then someone let me know that you can find it for about $20 on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So if that's still available, great deal on that. I have 2 cold steels. Let's start with the Tough Lite. You can see on the Tough Lite, I use this as an acid etch testing knife because I broke the tip off. So I broke the tip off, got really frustrated. This is the first knife that I've tried to like redesign after a broken tip. And I'm still struggling getting it sharp all the way down to the edge here. But yeah, I did a little striped, like a zebra stripe acid etch on it. Looks pretty cool, still a functional knife. But I'm really excited about this new one, this Pro Lite that I just picked up. I mean, I got this knife yesterday, and I've tested it already, and it's good. It's a good one. Another good budget one. I'm going to have this on video again shortly, so happy to have this. And yeah, let's go with all the Ganzos. Let me just grab all of them out here real quick. 3 and then 2 more. So I have these 2 of these little Delica ones that I've been talking about on camera a lot lately. Really resemble the Meadowlark. Let me give you the number. The 759, the F759. Yeah. So, I mean, cool, lightweight, not really my thing, to be honest with you. Not my favorite Ganzo. Almost every other Ganzo I've ever had I've loved, but this one, not really so much. And then when it comes to the other three, here is the one that is most similar to the 940. This is the F756. Really like this one, probably my favorite. And then we also have the F733, which is another really good one. And then right here, this knife is actually brand new. Never used this. I picked it up. I didn't mean to, actually. I was trying to get the smaller version, and I just ordered the wrong knife. And this is the G753. But still, this one is a pretty cool looking knife as well. And one thing that Ganzo has just continued to impress me with is just how their axis locks are just improving. You know, they're getting stronger, they're getting easier to actuate, so just really happy with how that's all going. And then we have 3 more knives, guys. That's it. 3 more. We have an Opinel number 8. And I'm actually not sure if that's a number 8. Hold on. Let me see. It's a number 7, actually. Sorry. It's number 7. It was originally like a lighter purple, and I dyed it a little bit darker and sculpted the butt of the handle just a little bit to modify it. But this is a very cool lightweight knife. Good to have in a pack. This is my my 1 Gerber folder. This is the oldest knife probably that I have. And the first one, this is the one that started the addiction in my adult life. So, you know, I had pocket knives on and off all throughout my life, but then I decided to really go for it and start using them regularly. And this was the first one that I picked up. So I never carry it anymore, but I'll never get rid of it. So there's this. And then last but not least, I'm not sure why I saved this one for last, but here it is. This is the Ontario Rat 2. The second knife I ever acid etched, I think. Put like a little bit of a vine pattern or baseball stitches on here and acid etched it and dyed the scales blue. They were originally like the pink ones. So yeah, that's it. And I'm really surprised, guys, that we were able to keep this even shorter than the first one. So anything, like I said, in particular that you want to hear more about, I'll just bring a couple knives back in as we say goodbye. Yeah, but anything that you want to hear more about or see again on camera, let me know. Any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, I'm always looking forward to hearing from you. So I appreciate your time, and thank you for watching, and take care. Have a good one.